Hello everyone, welcome back to my Journalism of the Heart news channel. The story for today is Olivia, Frazer and Jackson Lonie were smitten when they first met on Married at First Sight Australia, but have they made it through the experiment? They made it through the final vows, at the very least. But there's plenty of evidence to suggest they've gone all the way, ahead of their wedding ceremony. The experts said Jackson and Olivia share similar values and have the potential for an incredible love story on MAFS. When you look at these two, I think this experiment is really designed for them, John Aiken told his fellow experts, Mel Schilling and Alessandra Rampolla. They come into it with some baggage, but they are 100% committed. They want the fairy tale, they want to fall in love, and I think there's a really great fit between them. While their wedding day was sure to include a few nervous jitters, and plenty of questions from the mother of the bride, Olivia and Jackson definitely appeared to have that fairy tale connection. Of course, the couple have faced their own hurdles in the experiment. Olivia's dramatic face-off with fellow bride Domenica Colaco has led to problems in her marriage, with Jackson accusing her of being mean after the glass altercation. Along with adding fuel to the fire in her false retelling of how Domenica smashed glass, Olivia continued on to make snide remarks the following day, while Dom tried to apologize to the group. It's hard because the apology has been done, and the thing that hurt me a lot was sitting here listening to the snide comments. You did do it a few times, Jackson told Olivia. I don't like snide comments. You're not being picked apart. It just took me aback. Olivia then became involved in a nude photo scandal that saw naked images of Domenica circulated without her consent. In interviews about the scandal, Olivia and Jackson have appeared to be a united front as they say there was editing involved and that they stand by their actions. But, in his final vows, the groom did admit Olivia's bad side was playing on his mind. There have been some moments that really made me think about us moving forward, Jackson told Olivia in their final vows ceremony. The way you have responded at times to challenges in the experiment, and some of the snide comments that you have made along the way don't sit well with me. I need to be brutally honest with you. Seeing you under the pressure in this experiment has not always brought out the best in you. And it leaves me worried that your tendency to hold grudges might end up with you holding a grudge against one of my friends. I don't ever want to be in the situation where I have to choose between you and a friend. Despite his qualms, Jackson obviously told Olivia he wanted to stay with her beyond the experiment. I want to make you feel special every day, just like you deserve, he said. Although I am not at the I love you stage yet, I want you to know I am definitely on my way there. And when I do finally say it, you will know that it is sincere, and in that moment I will love you with my whole heart. I am excited to see what the rest of our lives have in store for us. Meanwhile, Olivia did drop the L word during her vows. Jackson, you have built me up and made me feel worthy and adored every day I've known you, she said. I feel as though I have been accused by others of being a vindictive grudge holder, with an agenda for revenge, and you could potentially be put off me because of it. I've been attacked and pushed to breaking point, but never once by you, she said, before saying she loved him. But the question remains, are Olivia and Jackson still together? Fans won't know for sure until the series ends, but there are some fairly obvious clues. One major clue they're still together is that they have been following each other on Instagram from the very beginning of the show, unlike some of their co-stars, including Celine Mengu and Anthony Cincotta. Another sign is that Sportsbet's betting odds have also favored the couple to make it to the final vows this entire time. While the betting odds are not set in stone, they can often help predict the outcome of the series based on leaked intel from production insiders or friends of the contestants. The pair were also seen showing up to the MAFS reunion hand in hand, so that's a third positive sign their romance is still going strong. While Jackson hadn't said I love you yet, he had moved in with Olivia on the Central Coast at the time of filming in January. And they've been snapped in some very natural and not at all staged paparazzi photos, kissing on the beach, in March. These two are definitely still a couple, according to the signs and clues. In an interview with WHO, Olivia reveals she was shocked by how quickly she formed a connection with Jackson. I was just so surprised, the 27-year-old bride says. It was never about looks or anything like that for me, it was always going to be about personality, but actually seeing him it was like oh my goodness everything is clicking. I wasn't prepared for it to be so good and so easy straight off the bat, it was just really, Jackson said it best, but it was so good, so early on, she continues. We literally woke up the morning after the wedding, driving in the car on the way to our honeymoon, and it was like being in the car with my boyfriend. We didn't have to force it, it just felt so natural. It just felt like the first day of the rest of our lives. Olivia also reveals that being with Jackson has been so different to her past relationships, especially after he made the comment about bringing his toolkit to help fix what she called her broken self-esteem. The difference between the hen's night and being paired with Jackson, there was such a 180 with my body issues, Olivia reveals. It went from being the only thing I could think about, to something I didn't think about for the rest of the time on the experiment. I was like, Jackson thinks I'm hot, that's all that matters, going from how it was before with guys, who would want to hang out with me at home and not in public. It always felt like who I was dating would be embarrassed to be seen with me. And now I get to be with Jackson, who is outrageously proud to be my husband on national television. It's just the most loved I've ever felt by a man in my entire life. That is all for today news. Please make sure to leave your comment and subscribe the channel below for more news update. Thank you for watching.